Write out and explain in your own words the essence of marriage. In one sentence, write out the purpose for which marriage exists that you're living into in this moment if you're married, or looking forward to if you're currently single, hoping to be married. List out in no particular order the practical blessings that come with the essence and purpose of marriage. Bonus points if it aligns with God's mind and heart for marriage. How'd you do? It's interesting to note that people get divorced and then criticize marriage when most couldn't write a single intelligent paragraph describing the essence and nature of marriage as God designed it, the purpose for which He gave it, and the blessings that would flow were they to believe that it was true and live into it. Friends, the problem isn't marriage. The problem is always us. If you're in a horrible marriage right now, but you're willing to humble yourself and work towards God's design, good news, it's going to get stronger and better. And if you're a young person hoping to get married one day, take hope. Don't look at the broken marriages around you. Look at the design of God and get excited about what He might have for you in a marriage relationship. If you're not in a stronger marriage, I believe it can become stronger. If you're currently in a stronger marriage, that's amazing, but it can be stronger tomorrow. The nature of marriage is that it is always by God's grace getting better and stronger, which means if you're in a wonderfully happy marriage, 37 years in, here's the good news, it's going to get better. What I'm going to teach as the biblical essence of marriage is seen today by our culture as patriarchal, antiquated views on relationships that modern man has moved past. Our culture is currently saying, these are the bunker busters of marriage, man. Our marriage just couldn't survive this attack. Number one, lack of family support or intrusive family involvement. You think you might be helping your kids and you might be torpedoing them. Get out of their business and let them grow up. Number two, infidelity or extramarital affairs. Lack of compatibility personality-wise. Lack of intimacy. Too much conflict or arguing. Substance abuse. And then at the very, very bottom, 3%, domestic violence, physical or emotional. I say that because what I'm going to say about marriage this morning is wildly controversial. And I don't say that for clickbait. I say that as a reality of the world that you live in. The culture will rise up and say, that's oppressive. Those are oppressive authority structures put in place by religion to control people and create an abusive environment for you. Less than 3% of marriages say they ended because of, quote, physical or emotional or sexual abuse. I'm not saying there are not horrific exceptions. What I am saying, we don't teach to the exception, we teach to the standard. And we're going to teach to the standard of God, and where there are horrific aberrations and exceptions, there is a prophetic word for that situation. But by and large, about 97% of us are in situations that don't require the exception. They require a law. The biblical answer for what is the essence and purpose and blessing of marriage, the culture would say, that's toxic, that's patriarchal, that's antiquated, that's oppressive structures for abusive power systems we put in place. Isn't it amazing that Satan has nothing new to say in relationship to trying to attack marriage because he's got no answer for God's plan? It's the same thing he said in Genesis. You know that, right? Can you really trust God? Can you really trust that He has your best in mind? This feels kind of abusive to me. This feels like He's kind of cut you out here. Friends, there are no new lies. So the pressing question is, the other person still holding up their end of the deal? The priority is the rights of the individual, and the primary orientation is, say it, self, as it evaluates the performance of the other. You're defining marriage as a piece of paper that you think you're above because you are the pillar of moral integrity, as proven by how much you love your 7th girlfriend. You're a joke. That's what you are. You should laugh right there. I'm a joke. We're a joke if we think marriage is a piece of paper obligating us to a relationship that we wish we could get out of. Week 1, the law of preeminence, Jesus first, spouse second. Week 2, the law of promise, which is essentially to say, come hell or high water, we stay. Hell, attack, high water, tragedy, we stay. Come hell or loss of compatibility or financial stress or parenting differences or infidelity or extramarital affairs. Come hell or lack of family support or intrusive in-laws. Come hell or whatever hell throws at us, whatever the hell comes, we stay. stay. Can you imagine the kind of stability and richness that would instantly infuse into our culture? Friends, the law of promise, you put this in your gut and it will carry you through your hour of trial. Hey everybody, Pastor Josh here. If you enjoyed that clip, you can check out the full sermon right here.